Hi, Graham Rebecca Images, and the secrets that make images sell product. We're talking about your product if you have an online shop, and maybe you're frustrated about the way your images are turning out and would like to have better selling images that you can put online. Well, this series is for you. There's 5 different segments on how to improve those images, and today we start off with backgrounds. So the very first thing we can do is to simplify the background behind your product. Now that's not so hard to do because you can simply raid the bedroom and grab a sheet. Make sure it's the right color or texture, and straight away you have a very simple background to replace whatever was behind. Another one is to keep your eye out for interesting fabric, maybe offcuts that you can buy. And this is how we got this one. This is a velour. It soaks up the light and makes a very, very simple way to get a nice black background. Perhaps you can find some card, and this is a very easy way to get a background that's nice and evenly lit. A piece of card will do it for you, simple to erect behind and very simple to shoot. Now you might be looking for a textured background, and you can use things like even an old set of wood palings such as we have here, only just fixed together, but suitable for a background behind a product, and again, not hard to use those either. You may be looking to avoid that line between the horizontal surface and the vertical surface. And there's a way to do that. Simply get a sheet of something, or in this case a roll of paper, and swoop it up so that you lose that often annoying line between the two surfaces and get a very professional look indeed. Now there's other things you can do too. We're looking at 3 different ways to simplify the background. The second way is to simply blur it out. And there's some wonderful effects you can have that will help tell the story of your product and help it to sell if you do it the right way. In this case, we're featuring a belt, and the background's very subtle, but it kind of hints at something that's rugged and very outdoors with this Outback belt. And there are other things we can do too. This is more technical, but it gives an idea of what the product is used for. Great examples of blurring the background can be seen on Shopify and Pinterest, for example. Maybe you'll get some inspiration from those places. But all you need to do is open up your f-stop. That's the lowest f-stop number. Then bring your camera close to the product and move further away from the background to increase the blur, and experiment until you get the effect that you want. Now the third way is to simply eliminate the background altogether. This enables you to put your product on a page, whether it's white or colored, and make it look very much at home there. Instead of spending a lot of time learning Photoshop, you can simply go to a deep etching service, and there's lots of them, and they generally do a great job of cutting out your product and leaving them to be placed on whatever background you prefer. Now here's an example. This hamper has been carefully etched. It's a beautiful job, but it still looks a little unnatural. Notice how it appears to be floating. Well, we can overcome that by asking the same etching service to place a shadow underneath. And look how much better that is. It will cost you a little extra, but that little extra I think is quite worth it. And if you let them know what size image you want, they'll send it back with as many pixels by as many pixels as you require in the file format that you want, ready to go online. So that's a very good investment. Now there are products that can't easily have their backgrounds changed around, and maybe you don't want them deep etched. What do? Well, with a car, for example, you can drive it somewhere where there is a non-distracting background. Take your product to the background instead of the other way around. Or, if it's too big to do that, then simply change your camera angle until you get the least distracting background that you can find, like in this shot of the container. So there it is, some really interesting ideas to get us started, to get rid of distracting backgrounds. There's many other things we need to consider, for example, how to light your product, what equipment you need using the camera, and so on. And we'll be back with those in 4 more episodes. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Now, you might have an image you're having trouble with. It's just perplexing you how to get it to look exactly the way you want. Well, send it in and we'll see if we can find some tips to sort that out for you, absolutely free of charge, to help you overcome your problem. So we look forward to seeing you in episode 2. In the meantime, we wish you all the best of happy shooting and selling from Rebecca Images.